I'm just going to shortly introduce Menlo on that case. We're the fastest growing PV distributor in whole Europe, Middle East, and Africa, so also called MENA in short. That is seen here. I'm always saying like we're from the north to South Africa. We are currently distributed in 37 countries plus. It can be possible that this number is updated already, because to be honest, we're fast growing, as said before, and that means that we're adding countries every month. So we started just in 2 countries, Germany and Poland, and now we are distributing again like in the whole EMEA region. I think it's quite amazing if you think that in October, next week, we're celebrating our 3rd birthday. But yeah, so our numbers also grow over the years when it comes to sales and volumes, which is maybe quite interesting for you. We have a constant availability of 100 megawatts in all our 13 logistic hubs and central warehouses across Europe. We deliver over 70 megawatts of modules every month around the world. With that, we complete over 1,000 orders every month. That's quite a lot. Our team, 150, it's also growing every Wednesday, and I love it to see that. We get new members joining us. And yeah, I'm looking forward to meet them next week on our birthday. But we are not only a company who is contributing to the global climate change positively and delivering to you PV panels quite cheaply, fast and reliable, but we're also a so-called CSR company. I just want to stress that out because I love that in our company, this part. We are contributing to social change as well. So what we're doing every quarter at least one project in which we are contributing a free solar installation for example, hospitals, children hospitals, schools, kindergartens, everything which is, let's say, for the most vulnerable of our society. In that, we already completed over 6 projects, contributed over 151 kilowatts in solar capacity for free. You just need to think about that. We organize our partners and they contributed for free. And we're doing that locally. So if you have any idea where we can do that in your region, we're always open to hear some of that ideas. Just reach out to Rino or to myself later on. Okay. Another thing, I know you're part of it. We are giving you exclusive insights with, for example, Khaled here. We are doing this kind of webinars and live events every month. Just check out our website. You can see what is coming up under menoelectric.com/academy, or just reach out directly to us. Okay, so that is all from my side. I just would like to give the microphone 1 second to Rino, that he's introducing himself, that you have seen his face and heard his voice for a second. I'm gonna also drop his credentials here, so if you want to reach out to him, just do later on. So Rino, the stage is yours. You're still muted.
Good morning, everybody. So let me introduce myself. See, you saw me now. So I'm really excited to introduce myself and Menlo Electric to all the different customers involved, even from GFT membership. So you are more than welcome to ask me every kind of information. I was really excited to introduce and to ask Sungrow to introduce latest EV charger solution together with all hybrid inverter system and battery. So do not hesitate to contact me. You have all my email and phone contact. So now I think it will be, I have to introduce Khaled Hammer also, who is our specialist on EV charging solution, and he will continue the story, I hope, with you to evaluate and to test some of their products at the end of this presentation. Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
You can.
First, do you all hear me clearly? Yes? Okay, perfect. So I'm Khaled Amer. I'm working as a product manager at Sungrow. I've been into the EV charging industry for more than 4 years and a half. So quite a long time compared to this segment of the industry. It's quite recent. Yeah, I had experience in many suppliers, and now I'm working at Sungrow. I didn't prepare Sungrow presentation, but I will give you some numbers quickly. So Sungrow has like 30% market share in the world about inverter. We are the third biggest supplier of energy storage system as well. We have a production capacity of 305 gigawatts per year. We have already shipped so far 330, and just last year in Europe, 75 gigawatts. This is just to give you an idea of the size of Sungrow. So Sungrow has been focused on inverter and storage for a long time, and they decided to start EV charging business because, like you will see, but solar storage and charger works really well together, and Sungrow is here to provide a full solution. So first of all, I don't know if you're all familiar with the EV charging industry. I will start with a market insight, just to give you an idea what's happening at the moment. So you can see there is some potential in your own countries, and you will see there is potential everywhere. So, like the EU has decided of banning sale of petrol and diesel cars from 2035. 50 million cars are expected in 2030. At the moment, we have like almost 500,000 public charger, so charger open to everybody, not a charger at home, private, and they are expecting up to 6.8 million. So if you see the gap between 500,000 and 6.8 million, you see what is happening in the upcoming 7 years. Another important point is about the public charging network. So now I gave the number. So here you see it's a bit higher, 500K, because this graph is more up to date than the text that was before. But the idea is here. So basically, you can see here the split between AC and DC charging. So AC is considered as slow charging and DC as fast charging. It can be medium fast, slow, fast, let's say, up to ultra fast. But yeah, DC is the fastest way to charge. You can see that AC has been really predominant in Europe, but we see the DC growing more and more. Why? So some countries have obligated companies and put some regulation to have chargers on the street. So for example, in France, there is a rule named Loi L'Homme. If you have a parking with more than 100 spots, you have to install at least 10 or 12% of charging points, depending on the parking spots, of course. But there was not much EV cars, so a lot of people were just buying the cheapest charger, which is basically AC 3.5 kilowatts. So it's why you see a lot of AC chargers at the beginning, but now the trend is moving to DC slowly. AC is a good solution for slow charging from 5 to 8 hours, but everything under these 5 hours should remain with DC charging. I will give you more details later. So DC charging is expected to grow a lot in the upcoming years. We can see the trend already. It's growing more into DC than AC. Here you have some numbers about the split, depending on the years related to this graph. This presentation will be shared and it's recorded anyway, so if you would like to get the information later, you can always check it again. So now let's compare the European country. I know you might not all be from Europe in this chat, but it will give you an idea. So we can see Netherlands. I will put a pointer, sorry. So we can see Netherlands here, which has the highest amount of public AC and DC chargers for a relatively small country, okay? You see France and Germany are following really close, but seeing the size of France and Germany, imagine the potential. Let's say, I think the Netherlands has probably reached 70%, 80% of the charging network capacity, while France and Germany are really low. So like this number could be easily 3 times more, like 3 or 4 times more in the upcoming 5 to 10 years. Not talking about Spain, of course. Look at Spain, the size of the country and the amount of charger at the moment. So there is still potential. Some people might think, yeah, I went into EV charging a bit too late. No, there is still time. If you're from Netherlands, maybe it's a bit tricky. It's still doable, but maybe trickier. But like you have so many countries like Spain, France, Germany, Italy, that are just waiting to have chargers on the streets. We don't have UK here because we are not part of Europe anymore, but UK is the same case, like really low amount of public chargers. So now we'll go more into details about Sungrow EV charging portfolio. So the first thing to say is, so we just started EV charging in Europe, but actually we started the business in 2017 in China. We have developed our charger for the Chinese market, our own power module, so converter. And now we bring it to Europe. So we might be seen as newcomer in Europe, but actually we do have 6 years experience already in EV charging. And in China, which is basically the most advanced country talking about EV cars and EV adoption. The strength of Sungrow is to have 26 years experience. So we are 26 years old and we are in Europe for like 13 years old. And so we know how to develop outdoor power electronics equipment. This is really important. Why? Because now most of the chargers, it's getting better, but there is a lot of issues related to water ingress, many issues that are based on the fact that the charger supplier don't have that much experience in outdoor product. Sungrow has been doing that for 26 years. They have already had all the challenges that the EV charging supplier have now. They had it like maybe 10 years ago. So they know exactly how a product should be developed and designed to make sure that it can last for a long time and resist external environment, even the harsh ones. So this is the portfolio of the Chinese market. Basically, you can see here some chargers. This is just to show you that we have done something already in China, and now we have the European portfolio. So I will go more into details about every product later. So first of all, we have AC chargers, 7, 11, and 22 kilowatt. Okay, so the 7, 11 are mainly for residential. The 22 is hybrid. It can be for residential, public. We have the DC 30 kilowatt that can be installed as wall-mounted, as well on a roller or on a pole. So this charger is basically perfect because as a wall-mounted version, it will be really easy to install it, and it will not cost a lot compared to a charger like 180 kilowatts. So for people who want to enter the market of a CPO, which is a charge point operator, so the people installing chargers and make revenue from the charging stations, this is a perfect charger. Then we have introduced the 180 kilowatt DC charger this year at Intersolar with a double gun. And we are working really hard on a V2X. So V2X means vehicle to something. So in this case, we have vehicle to home and vehicle to grid. So we are working on a charger. The prototype will be ready end of this year. And I hope we can sell it before the end of next year. And we are working as well on a 480 kilowatt charger. So this charger will allow you to charge, so this is a power unit, okay? So all the conversion is done here, and this charger will allow you to send the power, so this 480 kilowatt, to either 2 charge points, so cables to charge, up to 8. So this will give you a lot of freedom in installing in the structure of your charging station. And for example, it could charge trucks as well that require a higher power. So you could have only 2 charging points with 240 kilowatt on each side, up to 480 per point for truck charging. So this is basically the full range of product. we are not missing anything. Usually it starts at 3.5 kilowatt, but we decided to start at 7 because 3.5 kilowatt is too close from what you can already get from socket at home. So 7 kilowatt and 480 kilowatt. All our DC chargers are using a power module of 30 kilowatt that we designed ourselves. And this power module will be improved to 40 kilowatt in the future. So all these chargers will basically have 10 kilowatt more per power module. So this one might become 40. This one might become 240 because there is 6 power modules and etc. If you have any question, please put them in the chat and I will answer them all later. We have as well a monitoring platform which allows you to check all the chargers remotely for maintenance, for data tracking, and etc. So we provide this for free. So now let's talk more into details about the product itself. So we have the 11 kilowatt AC charger. So it's 2 different chargers with different power. So this is the perfect charger for home, and even better if you have the hybrid inverter of Sungrow and the storage, residential storage of Sungrow. So you could basically connect them all together and decide to charge only from solar. You could decide to charge from solar that has been stored during the day, so you can charge by night with solar energy, etc. So this is the perfect product to combine with Sungrow inverters and storage for home. It has a 7-meter cable attached, IP65. All our products are IP65. This is something related to the fact that we know IP65 is the best protection to ensure longevity of the product. And therefore, we have decided that all our product will be IP65. The competition is IP55. So we have 1 class higher on the dust protection. We have, so this is beyond charging. It means that it can be connected to our inverters, Sungrow inverters and storage. This is a protection monitoring for Europe. We have it. We can use the monitoring platform that I showed you before if the charger is standalone, or we can use iSolar Cloud, which is our solar platform. So as soon as the charger is connected to hybrid inverter, you will control the charger through the inverter via iSolar Cloud. And the charger can be installed as a pole or as a wall box. So this is the 711, which is already available. The 22 kilowatt AC charger will be available end of this year. So it has 7-meter cable, the same IP65. It can be connected to hybrid inverter as well. But in this case, you can connect more than 1 charger per hybrid inverter, which was not the case with the the charger before. You have dynamic load balancing. So if you have several chargers connected up to 8, then you can allocate the power as you want. If you have, you can make several strategies to make sure you don't exceed the power available at the location and therefore don't make trip the breaker. It's MID compliant. So if you would like to use it to sell energy, in some countries MID is required to ensure that the energy measured has been controlled and that there is no scam basically. So we have a version with MID optional meter and one without meter. If you charge at home, you don't need that, except if you want to be reimbursed by your employer if you have a business car. But yeah, most of the case, public charging, as soon as there is money involved, billing with charging, you need MID meter. It's compatible with OCPP 1.6 JSON, meaning that you can connect it to any kind of backend for public charging. And same, if you use it for residential, you can still use iSolar Cloud or iEnergy Charge App, our own monitoring platform. And it can be installed on a wall or on a pole. The pole is optional. Now, let's talk about the 30 kilowatt. So this is my favorite product. It's the one I've been involved the most at Sungrow. So it's a wall box of 30 kilowatt with 1 cable of 5 meter, IP65. We have made sure that the commissioning will be really fast. The maintenance is almost non-existent. I will explain you why, but this is something that no one can do except Sungrow at the moment. We have 96.5% efficiency compared to 95% on the competition. We have an innovating cooling system that will allow us to have low maintenance, and this IP65 as well. This charger will be integrated with Sungrow commercial inverter and commercial storage. So the bigger ones, not the residential product. It's under development and it will be ready next year. It has a really low noise of less than 50 decibels, and it's compliant with Eichrecht and MID. Okay, so at the moment we have not the Eichrecht certification yet, but it will arrive Q1. So I think from Q2 you'll be able to order this charger for the German market and Austria as well with Eichrecht. You can do as well load balancing, so connect several chargers together to make sure to allocate the power smartly, and it can be installed on a wall, on a pole, or on a roller. The roller is really interesting for fleet management. So if you have a warehouse with 20 cars, it's easier to move the chargers than to move every car every time. So yeah, it's why you have created the roller, and it's a really liked accessory for car manufacturer, fleet manager, and rental companies, car rental companies. Then there is the IDC 180 kilowatt. So this is the DC charger with 2 guns. This is the most powerful charger that we have right now. This one is available already for testing. We have selected some clients to test the product, and it will be on sales next year. So probably during the first half of the year. So it has 2 cables of 5 meters, IP65. It will be integrated as well with our commercial and industrial storage and inverter. It doesn't make much noise as well. It will be Eichrecht and MID compliant, same as the 30 kilowatt I said before. Plug and charge as well. So it means that you don't need to use anything to charge. If your car is compatible with plug and charge, you can use it. So you can just plug on your car and everything will be done. No need to use a credit card and no need to use a RFID card to start the charging station. This is called the Tesla experience. The Tesla users are having this experience for quite a long time. And the European regulations are trying to push it as well with this standard. So it has load balancing as well, same as before, OCPP 1.6 GSM, so the standard to communicate with backend, and 2.0.1. So we are ready for it. It's not common yet, but people are working on it, but we will be ready for it. So our hardware will be compatible. It will be just a software update. We have a payment terminal as well with PinPad, which is mandatory for the German market and probably for all Europe through the AFIR regulation from Avere Europe. And it's a barrier-free design, so people with low mobility can use the charger as well. Now, why choosing Sungrow and why Sungrow is different from the competition? So Sungrow has IP65 products. It might sound a bit too technical, but this will bring you reduce a lot of hassle. It will reduce maintenance. It will reduce OPEX costs and a lot of things. I will explain you how it works. So we have noticed that power electronics doesn't like humidity, salt, air, and dust. We know that for 25 years already, so this is not something new for us. So we have decided to design our charger exactly the same as our inverter. So the same cooling technology that will ensure up to 10 years lifetime. It's why we provide up to 10 years warranty and 3 years warranty as base warranty, which is 1 year more than anyone on the market. So why and how can we reach that? So basically, we have designed a charger split in 2. So here you have the power chamber with all the power electronics, and behind you have the cooling system. We never blow the air from outside on the power electronics. So this makes sure that there is no dust, no humidity in contact. So all this front part is totally sealed. The power electronics inside is connected to aluminum heatsink. So all the heat from the power electronics will go to the back, basically, by conduction, so steel to steel. And then we have some fans that will blow air on the heatsink. So we can cool the charger without putting in contact the power electronics and the external environment. So this is like really innovative. It might not sound like it, but it really changed everything because you don't have any filter. So you don't have to go on site every 6 months to replace the filters full of dust. The maintenance is really easy. If it's raining enough, basically the maintenance will be done by itself. Because we recommend you to do the maintenance with water, show how much waterproof is our product once more. So you can just use a water spray here to clean the heatsink and all the dust that can be present in the middle of the heatsink, and all the dust will go down. So this is a technology that you won't see anywhere else, and this is why you should choose Sungrow. Then we have decided to use this technology on the 180 kilowatt, but instead of just copying exactly the same, we said, okay, we're gonna take the same concept, but make it even better. So this time, instead of having the split of the charger and the cooling system on the full charger, we made it on a modular level. So the 180 kilowatt is composed of 6 times 30 kilowatt power modules. So we have exactly the same concept, fans, heatsink, sealed power electronics, but on a modular level. This is really convenient because every time, it's really convenient if you have an issue with a power module, you can replace it. It's a really easy maintenance, and same, it's IP65, so you will most likely not have much issues. So now let's talk a bit more about the combo solution. So combo solution is integrating our inverter, storage, and charger. So this is the residential projects that are compatible with this combo solution. I have not added the generation 2 hybrid inverter and generation 2 battery, but they are compatible as well. So how does it work? So basically, I have a hybrid inverter here at home. During the day, the power will go from the solar to the hybrid inverter to the charger. If there is extra energy, of course, it will go to the loads at home and to the EV charger. So during the day, I can say to my app, okay, I have time, I'm staying at home for 6 hours, please charge only with solar energy, okay? So as soon as there is enough extra solar power, electricity available, it will send it in the car. But if there is not, the car won't charge. In the case where I'm in a hurry and I need to be charged within 3, 4, 5 hours, I will tell him, okay, please use as much power as possible. So if you have 11 kilowatt charger, it will use 11 kilowatt. If it can get 4 kilowatt from the grid, it will from the solar, sorry, it will compensate the rest with the grid or the battery. If I don't charge my car at home during the day and I charge by night because I go to work, I can say basically store the extra solar energy in the battery and then send it back to the charger by night. So I can still use solar energy to charge by night, which is quite revolutionary. So this is how it works by night. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was an animation, but it's a PDF file, so you can see it, but I did the explanation already. And now we have seen the success of this solution in the residential market, and we are seeing more and more a charge point operator. So the company is buying chargers, installing them, making revenues on charging sessions that are interested by this solution. So we have decided to develop as well a solution with our commercial and industrial products. So this is under development. To give you an idea, we have already an island charging site in China. So this is a site basically powered by solar only. So the grid is still connected, but it's not using the grid. So we call it island site because it's using solar with a big storage on the side. So it's storing a lot of energy, and then it's using the battery to supply the chargers. So this is something really important because the competition between charge point operators now is high. In the past, there was few chargers only, so the drivers will go to the closest charger that works. Anyway, even if the price is high, they will go there. Now we're starting to have a better and better charging network. So now people are starting to look at the app and say, okay, this one is at this price and this one is at this price. So people will go to the cheaper one now. And how can you be cheaper is by combining solar, storage, and charging, because it will allow you to use solar energy to reduce the price and get less power from the grid. The investment is higher. I'm not going to lie to you. So on the long term, it's cheaper, but during the investment, it will be way more expensive. But on the long term, you can provide a service that will be cheaper, and you will therefore attract more drivers. I will give you an example on how it looks. So You have the chargers here connected to the billing backend. Okay, so this is something the charge point operator decide. We do the integration. We help. We have our local team based in Netherlands, and then the chargers are connected together to with the storage and the inverter to an EMS platform that is connected to our cloud. So this EMS hardware will basically manage everything. So you can charge the battery when the price on the grid is cheap, or put it in the charger. So this will allow you to manage all the energy flux within your system. Now the question is AC or DC. So as I told you at the beginning, yeah, we have a lot of AC chargers. There is different AC power, there's different DC powers, but what to choose? It's quite difficult. So sometimes people just want to go to the cheapest one, okay? But at the end, you want to provide a service. If you're a supermarket, you don't want to install the slowest charger that will charge within 5 hours. No one will stay at your supermarket 5 hours. So you need to find the right power at the right location to make sure that the service is interesting for the drivers. Otherwise, the drivers will go to the competitor next door. So before choosing the power, you need to analyze the habits of the drivers coming to your location. So not EV drivers only, so drivers in general. So if you're a supermarket, you can probably easily access the average parking time. If you see that the average parking time is 1 hour, like DC 30 kilowatt is more than enough. It will allow you to charge 200 kilometers within 1 hour. If you see that the average parking time is basically 6 times less, so 20 minutes, you might need 180 kilowatt to recharge this 100, 200 kilometers within the same time, within the same parking, not the same parking time, but within the same parking, yeah. So basically, yeah, you need to choose the right speed at the right location. If you have employees, so if it's for a company or for home, and you know the car is parked more than 5-7 hours, you can use 7 kilowatt. 7 kilowatt will charge easily a car within 7 hours. If you know that the car is parked 10 hours every day, you can even use your domestic socket. It's not advised because you can create some fires, but just to show you that basically the power you need is highly related to the parking time. So I don't know if you're distributors, charge point operator in the audience today, but this is something really important to talk with the final user of the charger, not the user, the final installer of the charger, so the supermarket or something like that. So yeah, and one more thing interesting as well is a lot of people now are installing AC 22 kilowatts. So in the past it was, okay, I will install the cheapest one. Now they see, oh, okay, I want people to charge faster, so I will install AC 22 kilowatts. I will just show you something really interesting. So this is a graph that shows the onboard charger of the car, okay? So the onboard charger is what will convert the AC to DC to be able to charge the battery. We cannot charge the battery directly with the AC power from the grid, so we have to convert it before. So the DC charger will convert it in the charger, but the AC, the conversion is done in the car. Every car has a hardware in it to provide this solution. And you can see that most of the onboard chargers in the cars are limited to 11 kilowatt power. So you could have 22 kilowatt AC or 44 AC charger. You will never charge faster than the limitation of your onboard charger, the hardware limitation. And most of the cars are 11 kilowatt. You have some exceptions. You see here, not many, but still some. There is not the new cars as well, but basically 22 kilowatt AC onboard charger is reserved for high-class cars, but the average cars will use 11 kilowatts. So sometimes it's better to install 11 kilowatts instead of 22. If you want to install a charger at home and you see that you have an 11 kilowatt onboard charger in your car, you should go to 11 kilowatts. If you have a 7.4 kilowatt in the car, you should go to 7 kilowatt charger at home because you won't be able to extract more than that. So this is here, you can see clearly the line 11 kilowatt. And then the DC charging is different. It's the limitation is managed by the battery, okay? And this can go way higher. So you can see, like, for example, the Audi e-tron and the Porsche Taycan can go up to like 275 kilowatt, which is really big. But the battery of the car is bigger as well. So you should not forget that. But you see, in average, most of the cars are between 80 kilowatt to 150 kilowatt max. So a 180 kilowatt charger is actually really good for this solution. And the Porsche Taycan that will charge at 180 kilowatt will get enough kilometers and range within a short time as well. So this is a good solution. So yeah, so this is really to show you that the choice of the charger should be really think before. You should not just Fiat 500e. It will be most likely 11 kilowatt. I don't think the car was released when I made this graph. It's 1 year and a half old. But you can check on the EV database. You can see AC onboard charger. You will see that it will be most likely 11 kilowatt. It is. Yeah, it's here. You see here exactly 11. So yeah, this is something really important. I like to spend a lot of time on that because I think this is the most important. I'm not here to just show you product. I'm here to educate and share the knowledge I have learned the last 4 years and to bring it to as many people as possible. If you have any question, if you would like to go more into details about technical topics, you can always contact me after this webinar, and I will be able to help you technically. For any technical question, it will be me. For any commercial, please contact Menlo.